Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're taking a look at the 2018 Ford Mustang GT. Now this is part of the 6th generation of the Mustang, which started production in July 2014, and in 2018 it got a refresh which dropped the 3.7 litre Cyclone V6 and added a host of new options. So yeah, as an all-rounder, this car is without a doubt the best Mustang GT that we've ever had. It's got good looks, it's got really good performance, it's got a really good sounding engine, it's got a modern engine. It's not like, you know, the old ones that were low revving or whatever like that. And yeah, it's well balanced, it doesn't wail that much, it's got a roomy interior, it's bang up to date in every kind of regards in terms of engineering and interior. And yeah, like I said, it's just the best all-rounder really, because you've got a really nice interior there with all the usual kind of technological updates that you'd expect on a car from 2018. You've got plenty of space in the rear, and yeah, you've got a nice sizable boot as well. So a practical car, but at the end of the day it is a rear-wheel drive V8 sports car, or a muscle car, though to be honest this is more of a sports car than a muscle car these days, because it handles really rather well, far better than previous Mustang GTs, and yeah, far better than some of the competition as well. But the main ingredient in this car is the engine, which is a 5 litre Coyote V8 producing 460 horsepower and 420 pounds-feet of torque, which is a fair old amount. That's 5 horsepower more than the Camaro SS, though it is 25 horsepower less than the Challenger, and a significant amount less torque than the Challenger and the Camaro SS as well, though this does weigh a significant amount less than the Challenger, though it does weigh slightly more than the SS. So yeah, apples and oranges really, because whereas the Camaro is probably the more fun car to drive, and as it is slightly lighter, it does have more torque, it's not the most practical vehicle by any means. Its boot is really rather small, especially in terms of the entrance to the boot. It's really rather narrow, and yeah, though the Challenger does have more power and torque than this, it's a hefty vehicle and nowhere near as good in terms of driving or handling than this. So yeah, this is overall probably the best compromise between practicality and performance, though in all honesty I would prefer the Camaro. But nonetheless, let's get out onto the open road and see just what this car can do. So yeah, like I said, overall I do prefer the Camaro SS, and especially its more powerful variants, but you know, this is still pretty much on par with the Camaro SS in terms of performance and in terms of handling. I really don't have any queries with this car in terms of those parts. Looks wise, I do like it, but again, I think the SS looks that little bit better, especially in terms of its in terms of the front of this car. But like I said, there's really not much difference between the two of them, and at the end of the day it just comes down to preference of you, or personal preference, and over, you know, facts or acceleration times or anything like that. But this car can still more than capable of holding its own. 0 to 16, 4.3 seconds, 0 to 100 in 9.7 seconds, and it going to a top speed of 191 miles an hour. So yeah, that's fairly sharpish, even especially for a car that doesn't have 500 horsepower, and still in the end of the day weighs 3,705 pounds, which, like I said, is far less than the Challenger, though slightly more than Camaro, but you really can't feel that extra little bit of weight than over the SS, and it certainly weighs a lot less than the likes of the Z01 or the Z01 1LE. So yeah, it's highly responsive, as you can see, more than capable of holding these slides, but you know, when you want to take it seriously, it can manage that as well, because it's got really good steering, the brakes are sharp, you haven't got really all that much in the way of weight to lug around, so the body isn't rolling all over the place, which obviously also helps in terms of braking and accelerating. And yeah, sounds pretty good in terms of the engine as well, more than 7,000 RPM limit, which, you know, up until 5 years ago or so wasn't really the norm with Mustangs. It's only been recently that they've been increasing in RPM, which quite frankly is only a good thing, because yeah, you get better sounding engine, you get better performance, and yeah, the car itself just responds a little bit better. The engine's more responsive, it's not a big lazy V8 anymore, it's a proper performance engine, which, you know, has been a long time coming for Mustangs, quite frankly, because for a long time they've had the lazy, 5,000, 6,000 RPM limit engine, and yeah, it's about time that they caught up with everyone else, really. But the thing is, even though they have caught up with everyone else, especially the European market, they've still been able to keep the looks, they've still been able to keep the charisma and the general fun vibe that Mustangs have been well known for. So yeah, it might not personally be my favourite Mustang GT, but it's definitely, in terms of facts and performance figures and general handling capability, the best that we've had yet. And I yeah, hope that we get an even better version in the 7th generation, though considering even Chevrolet have been talking about turbocharging and stuff like that, I really wouldn't be all too surprised if we have a V8 that's turbocharged from this in the 7th generation, because we even, obviously in this generation, already have the EcoBoost engine, which is why the V6 was eventually phased out, because that engine produced more power than the V6 while also being more economical. So yeah, I imagine turbocharging will be coming sooner or later with this Mustang, but for now we've got a naturally aspirated, nice sounding V8, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, quite frankly. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.